I'm Kaylee, and today I'm going to tell you about my new bookshelves. In the entryway of my home, I used to have this old bookshelf that was there, and it did not really match with the rest of the decor in my house. I felt like there was so much wasted space in the entryway, and I really wanted more room for books. So I'm going to tell you all about how I had some bookshelves built in that space. But before we dive in, I'm going to reach back here to the Booktuber Shoutout book, and we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Today's shout out goes to Scally Dandelion about the books. I love Roz's channel. Definitely go over and subscribe to her. I will leave a link to her channel in the description. And please do subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, and follow me over on Instagram and Goodreads and Storygraph and all the places. My original idea to build some bookshelves there was just to have these really long wooden planks and have them fastened with what I would call like cleats at the ends of each wall. This is what I did before in my walk-in closet. So this was a design that I already knew that I liked. However, in my walk-in closet, those wooden boards were only 5 feet long, but they would need to be almost 10 feet long in order to span the entire entryway. So that was the original idea. However, once we bought the lumber, my brother realized that those wooden planks were warped. It was never going to sit straight, So we scrapped the original design, and I tried out several different designs of how we could use smaller shelves. And everybody voted for a particular design with 10 smaller shelves kind of set catty-cornered to each other in this particular design. So my brother was so wonderful. He did all the work. He cut the boards to the right size. He sanded them down and stained them and then coated them with polyurethane. And I ordered these really excellent brackets for the shelves to sit on. I found a really good deal on Amazon, and it turned out to be only about $4 for each bracket. And one day my brother came over to finish up the project and drill the holes in the wall and attach the brackets and then get the shelves all drilled in and attached. And the final result is absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoyed being able to finally have a place to put all my books. And it was a lot of fun kind of rearranging things and seeing how I want to decorate on these shelves. My classic shelves that are usually behind me when I film were just overflowing with classics. There was just nowhere to put them. And so now I have a whole nother section of classics and antique books. My entryway looks so much better, and this design ended up being so much better than the original way that I wanted to do it. So I'm actually really glad that the wood was warped, because then we had to think more creatively and come up with something different for a new design. And this new design is so much better. Well, then that sparked a whole bunch of new bookish problems. Because at first I thought, I'll keep the bookshelf that I removed from the foyer, the one that used to be in the entryway. I'll put that somewhere else. And I tried it in several different places, and finally I just came to the conclusion, I hate this bookshelf. It doesn't match any of my furniture. It doesn't fit in any of the spaces. And I ended up giving it to my mom, and it fits perfectly in her guest bedroom. And she has all of her grandchildren's little picture books on it. So everybody ended up happy. Well, then I started reevaluating every bookshelf in this house, and I actually ended up throwing away 3 different bookshelves that were really just on their last legs. One of them, as I was trying to take it down the stairs, it literally just fell apart. All the pieces of it just came apart. Somehow, you just kind of end up with these cheap bookshelves, and they just don't last. So I determined that's it. I am getting rid of these 3 bookshelves, and I am buying some new bookshelves. So I ended up buying 2 new bookshelves for my office. One of them is a corner bookshelf, and I made sure that it was exactly the right size to fit so perfectly in this little corner. It lines up just right. I love that it has these little X designs on the ends, so it works perfectly as bookends. You don't have to worry about bookends. And I put all of my nonfiction at the top and a bunch of my niece's picture books at the bottom. It's really sturdy. It's very tall. I love how tall it is. And it's anchored into the wall so that it's not going to tip over. I will leave the Amazon link in the description where I purchased this one from. I really love this design. And the other bookshelf that I got for the office, I purchased it because I really love the design of the kind of like the brackets at the back, whatever those are called, pipes or something. They're like metal pieces at the back, and they make this really unique, interesting design. But after I actually got it all put together and got it anchored to the wall and started putting books on it, I realized, wait a minute, this one doesn't have the little X's on the end like the other one does. And so now I have to figure out something to do for bookends. I'm still working on that problem. I think my dad is going to design some bookends for me and make some that are going to fit onto this shelf. But that will be the subject for another video. So I ended up moving a corner bookshelf that had been in my office into the stairwell. This is a really beautiful antique bookcase that belonged to my great-grandmother. It has been passed down from my great-grandmother to my grandmother and then to my aunt and then to me. So it's a really lovely piece of family history, and it's also just a beautiful bookshelf. I'm really pleased with how it looks, and it just fits so perfectly in that corner of the stairwell, and it looks so much better than the bookcase that I had there before. That bookcase is one that my other brother made for me years ago, and so that one ended up in the hallway. And all the little nooks and crannies and different sized shelves on that one with such a unique design is perfect for little picture books and board books. So my nieces were really happy to see that they've got their own little shelf for their books. There were also 2 shelves that were left over from all of the shelving that we put into the entryway. And so I asked my brother to install those above the bed in the office/guest room. So those ended up really beautiful, and the stain on those actually matches the stain on my desk. And so it just matches so perfectly with everything. It was kind of funny how installing one set of bookshelves just ended up kind of snowballing into this whole bookshelf revolution. But I am so pleased with the bookshelves that I bought. I am pleased with the bookshelves that my brother made for me. And now all of my books are happy too. I feel like this really ties together my entire home, and it makes for such a beautiful entryway. I am eternally grateful to my wonderful brother for doing this project and helping me with it. Every time I look over at my new bookshelves, it just fills my little bookish heart with joy. Please leave me a comment and let me know, what is your favorite bookshelf design? What are some really cool bookshelves that you have or that maybe you've seen in other people's homes? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.